Do you know what song I got stuck in my head before we started filming this?
What?
I want candy. Oh, childhood. Hey guys, it's Molly here again for another video, and today I am identifying candy and treats and whatnot by touch. So I had my mom go out and get this big bag of candy, which, as you can see from the title, there's a giveaway involved. You can win this bag filled with Canadian treats. I mean, I'm sure other countries have some of these treats too, but I know some of them are more Canada specific, or at least I think so. And I know I have followers from all over the world, so I will have all of the rules for this giveaway listed in the description box below. And without further ado, let's get into it. I have no idea what's in this bag, so this is as much a surprise. Oh, there we go. For me as it is for you. All right. Immediately, I know that this is Hershey's Cookies and Cream. I knew that as soon as my hand touched this, I knew what it was. Because Hershey's has rectangles, longer, thin rectangles with an indented middle and a ridge along the outside of each rectangle. And the Cookies and Cream one along the back, which would usually be smooth on a chocolate bar, is very bumpy with small bumps. So that's how I can identify this one. This is number 2. Now, this could either be Skittles or M&Ms, but by feeling it, I can feel that they're more flat. So Skittles tend to be a little bit chunkier, and M&Ms, the like traditional, like regular flavored M&M, tends to be flatter than a Skittle. So that's how I can know that these are M&Ms. And I will have a ding sound effect if I am correct with my guess. So if I am right, you will have heard a ding. And I will only know if I'm right by watching the edited video back. Immediately, I know that this is a coffee crisp. So I can feel that it's a coffee crisp because it is a very like solid bar. It's bumpy along the top, but it's, and it kind of goes down into like a bit of a kind of like slant on the sides, and then it's very flat along the bottom. So I know that this is coffee crisp, and I'm pretty sure Canada is one of the only countries that has these. So there we go. By the way, I thought of this video because every time we go shopping at the grocery store, you know, usually at the checkout aisle, they have candy and gum and mints and all of that kind of stuff. And typically while my mom is like checking out, I'm going around feeling all of the different things and, you know, figuring out what they are by touch. And I kind of was thinking to myself the other day when we were grocery shopping and I was doing that, that most people would just see the Kit Kat and grab the Kit Kat. But for me, I don't even think twice about it. Like, this is how I figure out what's what. This is how I figure out these are the Tic Tacs, this is 5 gum, this is my Kit Kat, my Reese's Pieces. That's how I figure out what everything is, and that's how I pick up stuff if I want to get a candy, which I rarely do, but, you know, we all have a sugar craving every now and then. So, yeah, I was like, you know what? This might be interesting for them to see how easy it is to adapt to your new situation. Like, this is just a skill that I've developed. Caramel bar, immediately I knew that. So this is just a skill that I've developed, and I don't even think twice about it. I just touch things and I know what they are. And, you know, I don't know. So I want to kind of share that with you and make a little game out of it. So I can feel that this has 2 rows of very exact squares. So like I explained with the Hershey's bar, Hershey's has their classic kind of rectangular ones, whereas Caramel has very square, like exact squares. And then they have like a bit of a more shallow divot. Like, it's not very deep. Whereas a Kit Kat has obviously like the bars and it's a very deep divot. The Caramel bars have a very shallow divot where you break them off. So Caramel, oh, what I would give for a Caramel right now. This is actually pretty brutal for me because I'm on a cleanse right now. So I'm like not allowing myself to eat any of this. Ooh, this is an Aero Bar. I immediately, like, if you first touched this and a Caramel bar, if you're not used to touching things, you would think that they're the same. Because just like a Caramel bar, it has the 2 rows, and I'm pretty sure it's the same length. But the difference with this one is it's slightly rounded. So instead of being exact, precise squares, these ones are more rounded bubble feel because Aeros are like known for the bubbles that melt in your mouth. Now I wouldn't be able to determine if this is like a mint Aero or a regular Aero, but in case anybody's wondering, I prefer mint Aeros. I love mint Aeros and I love orange Aeros. I don't even know if they still make it because I really don't go get junk food very often, but I do love me Twix. I do love me an orange Aero if they still make them. This is Twix. I knew that immediately, which fun fact, Twix was my nickname as a camp counselor. I don't know if they do this everywhere, but at some camps in Canada, you get like nicknames that aren't your name, like Gecko or things like that. So Gecko was actually one of my nicknames, I'm pretty sure. One year, my last year of camp, I'm pretty sure my nickname was Gecko. But my first year of being a camp counselor, and yes, people trusted the blind girl with their children, it's true. But my first year as a camp counselor, my nickname was Twix. Not because of the chocolate bar. There's a really convoluted story that goes behind it. But this is a Twix, and I knew that immediately because as soon as I went to reach for it, I felt that there was the break in the middle because Twix has the 2 separate bars in the package and is very bumpy along the top because it's filled with like a caramel. So yeah, Twix. I'm like feeling good about this. Ooh, okay. This is hard because this could be a Snickers bar or it could be a Mars bar, which I know they don't have in America. I don't know about other places. Let me feel around in here to see if there's anything similar. Here's the other one. So these two feel extremely similar and would be very hard to identify the difference of. They're both like very solid bars and they're both like the same length, almost the same width, actually exactly the same width and exactly the same length. They're both very dense, heavy bars, and they both have kind of squiggles along the top, like it's just rough and bumpy along the top. By squishing them, I would say this is the Mars bar because it has a bit more of a squish to it. And Mars bars, I know I feel bad squishing it. I'm sorry for whoever gets this, but it's not too squished. It's just I'm squishing it slightly because Mars bar is caramel filled, whereas actually this one's a little bit, no, this one's definitely a Mars bar. This one's way squishier. So Snickers bars, if you don't have it and don't know, is actually one of my like childhood favorites. It's filled with like peanuts and peanut butter and caramel. This might not be the best giveaway to, you know, sign up for if you're allergic to peanuts. My apologies. But yeah, this one feels much squishier because it's like a soft caramel filling, whereas this has a very solid filling. So I'm gonna guess that this is Mars bar and this is Snickers. Even though by first touch they're very similar, by squishing them, I think I figured out which is which. Kit Kat. Obvious. I mean, I think everybody could get this one. Kit Kat, that one's pretty easy. What do we have next? Oh, Kit Kat Chunky. So this one might, again, like for some people who aren't used to touching these things, to figure it out, this might feel somewhat similar to something like a coffee crisp, but the difference is this bar is smoother on the top and you can actually feel the engraving of Kit Kat in the top of it. And then as it goes down into those slants just like a coffee crisp did, but at the bottom of the chunky Kit Kat, it has a kind of ridge around it. So you can actually like kind of dig, if I dig my nail in, I can feel that it's ridged. I don't even have to dig my nail in to feel it. You can just feel it by grabbing it, but just to kind of try to show you, there's like a little ridge there. So that's how I knew Kit Kat Chunky. I think if I have to pick between a Kit Kat or a Kit Kat Chunky, I'm going with Kit Kat Chunky. Peanut M&Ms. So this is the only thing that feels like this that I know of. Like I haven't found any other candies in a grocery store or a candy store that feels like a Kit Kat or like an M&M peanut. They are a very kind of hard peanut shape. Like they're big and almost ovular versus round. And they're very solid. Like you can't squish them. It's very hard. And it has like that classic M&M packaging where it almost is like riveted. Like it's, I don't know. It's like a riveted almost. Is that even a word? I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but it's like sealed on the edges. M&M packaging is sealed on the edges in a very unique way. M&Ms. My mom just requested that I turn the bag this way instead of sideways, so in case you're wondering why the bag randomly changed, just a weird request my mom had. Okay, I'm gonna grab some of these all at once because I think it's gonna start to get harder. Oh, these ones are hard to feel. These could be Smarties. They could be Mike and Ike's. Like, there's quite a few things that come in boxes like these. Smarties are very Canadian, by the way. They feel like more solid than Smarties or Mike and Ike's. I don't know. Is this a trick? I'm gonna guess Smarties because that's the closest thing to what it feels like. So, Smarties. This is, let me feel this should be Excel gum. I'm fairly certain this is Excel gum. What else do we have in here? We have some chips. Now, chips are always hard to feel. So these I can feel are Ruffles because just by touching the chip, you could feel like the classic Ruffle imprint. So I know that these are Ruffles chips, and obviously I can't determine the flavor on my own, so I would ask somebody. What flavor are these?
Ruffles all dressed.
Ruffles all dressed. All dressed is my favorite type of Ruffles chip. So I'm guessing that's probably why my mom picked these ones up for me to share with you guys, because they are my favorite. Yeah, Ruffles all dressed. And that is a classic Canadian flavor. These ones, oh, this is, I think this is Smart Food?
Yep.
Smart Food? Yep. Yay! So we've ended on a high note. I know for sure that I at least got the last two right, and I feel pretty confident that I got most, if not all of these things right, but we will all find out when we watch the video with the ding. I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this video. If I think of any more Canadian specific treats, like I know ketchup chips are pretty Canadian specific, but if I'll just like pick up some other treats for you guys to throw into that bag for the giveaway, so it'll just be a little surprise for whoever wins. And like I said, all the rules for that giveaway are listed below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know, I thought of it the other day when I was grocery shopping and I was like, that might be interesting. I don't know, it's a little bit different. Not many YouTubers would be able to, or like would have to do this as a daily life skill. And like I said, for me, I just don't even think about it. It's just something I do, and I don't even realize it's different. That's just how I pick out my chocolate or my gum. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.